I shared this with y'all several years ago. This happened. My mom died in March of 2019. This happened while she was living. That's why I told you to check on your elderly. Make sure that you're, uh, just being aware of what they're doing, because there are a lot of financial scams going on. I think even here on YouTube with the begging. So please, please, please pay attention to your elderly, especially if they live alone and they're handling their own finances. Check out this story.
So they say, hey, Medea, this James. I come to New York for something and I don't have no money to get home. Now, had it been any of my other nephews, she may have possibly believed it or whatever, but this was. Good morning, happy Wednesday. It's hump day. It's August the 13th of 2025. Y'all, this is my birthday month and I'm hitting on the big 6-0. Yes, indeed. I know some people don't like sharing their age and stuff like that, baby. After the things I went through, I'm glad to be able to say I lived to see 60. I had one of my friends, she died at 33 years old, and after she passed, I just thought that my life would end soon. I don't know why I was like that. And for me to live to be 30, 2 times 2, all I can say is praise God. But anyway, y'all, how's everybody doing? Welcome to my new subscribers. Y'all, there's been so much going on in the news and all those different shootings. And I was telling my friend last night, all those different shootings that we see, most of them, the perpetrator was or had been interviewed, consulted, or whatever prior to the devastating acts. So what do we do? There is a lot of mental illness, and a lot of times people with mental illness, they result to drug abuse, alcoholism, and just different things because that's how they cope. But what do we do? How do we change that? Do we just allow this to continue to happen, or do we address the mental health of these people? The shooter at the Target in Austin, they said that the police had spoken with him. The shooter at the CDC, same thing. They had spoken with him previously. I think that mental health doesn't really have a look. You know how sometimes you can look at a person and tell that they're going through something or they need some type of intervention, and then there's a lot of times you can't, and a lot of times people just overlook things. And I think we need to stop doing that. My son suffers with anxiety and stuff like that, and I always talk to him about, his feelings and what he's going through. We even had a young lady to step up in church, and she gave her testimony that she was suicidal after something happened to her little sister. And, she was just saying that she had a testimony because she didn't feel like that anymore. And my pastor and his wife kind of helped her, they kind of counsel her through it. And we just don't know what people are going through. And that's why it's just good to be kind, because and so here's the thing: when you are a kind person, you get what you give. You understand what I'm saying? If you're kind, kindness comes to you. You manifest that in your life as well as your children, grandchildren, and whoever else. So it's just a lot going on in the world. Like I said, I treat people the way I want people to treat my kids, my children, and my grandchild, and my family. So you ever heard the saying, "You get what you give"? So give what you want to get. Y'all, my dress today looks like it's a little old fashioned. It's kind of long and flowy at the bottom, but it's really I don't even know where I got this dress from. It's a couple of years old now, but it's very, very comfortable. And I don't get hot. You know how some clothes you wear, you get hot in them? I don't get hot in this. And but lately, the last couple of days, y'all, it hasn't really been that hot. Like, I got in my car yesterday. Did I go out for lunch? Yesterday. I went out for lunch yesterday to this spot to get a... So they have lunch specials for $10. And so when I got up there and asked for... It was a potato. When I asked for the potato, he said that they were out. I said, you're out of potatoes on potato day? He said, yeah. I said, okay, thanks. And I'm not going to get anything. So I ended up having to wait in the line and everything. But when I looked over there, I said, oh, thank you, Lord. Because they in a week's time, it went up from $10 to $11. I said, I don't need to be paying $11 for lunch. I need to get in the kitchen and start cooking more. So my sister had given me some okra. So I think today when I go home, I got church tonight. But when I go home tonight, it's not going to be to eat tonight. I'm going to make me some okra, and that's going to be my lunch for the next 2 days. Now, Friday, my church with my mom's funeral, so I'm going to take my lunch to go to the funeral. So I won't eat lunch on Friday. And then when I come home Friday, I'm baking cakes because Friday we're going to do our community feeding. So community feeding, we have red beans and smoked sausage. We got it in a big thing. That's full, y'all. But yeah, it's just a lot. You know, my prayers go out to anybody that suffered a loss in their family. I have a church member lost her husband. Another church member lost his mom. One of my church members had a cousin that passed. That's been a couple of weeks ago. I'm living over there, even buried him. And then another of my childhood friend, she passed, so that memorial services this weekend. So I don't know if we're going to be able to go because we feed Saturday. We'll probably get out of there about 1. And we also have a youth thing at church at 3. So I don't know. Then one of my friends, she's speaking at a church at 3 on Sunday. So we'll see. I had to go out early this morning to one of my departments, so I'm headed to work a little late. I mean, I actually started off at 7 o'clock this morning. That car pulled off right in front of those people. Good thing he was paying attention because he could have ran right into her. I mean, he pulled off right in front of him. But anyway, yeah, so it's just a lot. Thank God for waking us all up this morning with the activity of our limbs and the right state of mind. Just so much to be grateful for. So much to be grateful for. I'm not driving a Lexus, a Mercedes, or a Porsche, or a Jaguar, or whatever. But I'm driving a Toyota Camry that's paid for. I got the tires. You know what I'm saying? So you got to thank God for the small things, baby. And to me, that's big because the car note is bad debt. It is. It's bad debt. I don't want to be paying for something that's going to depreciate. But anyway, y'all, it's all good. It's all love. Y'all be blessed. Be safe. Be careful out there. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Hey, y'all. I'm just coming back from my lunch break. And I had gone home because, like I told y'all, I'm going to stop spending money eating out. It's just healthy if you cook it yourself. Anyway, y'all, so I don't know if y'all remember, I was telling y'all about one time when my mom was living, she had told me that she had called me and she said that somebody had called her and said, they say, hey, Medea, this James, I'm coming to New York for something and I don't have no money to get home. Now, had it been any of my other nephews, she may have possibly believed it or whatever, but this was the nephew that was well off, so there was no way he would have needed money to get anywhere. And so that's why she knew it was fake. And she told me, she said, well, give her the number where you are, let me call your aunt, and you know she had everything and she'll get back with you. And he hung up. So I just read, and I'm going to share here with y'all, where they arrested, was it 35 people, 13 people? I know 3 in there somewhere. I think it's 35 people who were scamming, and it's elderly. So what happens is you can go online and key in somebody's name, and when you key in their name, you can see who they're related to. And so they were just picking people. What they were doing was just picking people off of that list and calling and saying, and they even had the little script that they used. This is such and such. I came to New York to go to my friend's mama or somebody's funeral, and then they go on and give them a little spiel, and they start asking for money. And that's how they had done my mom. My mom been dead since 19, but years ago they had done that. Also, one time they had called her about Medicaid and was asking her something about her social security number or something, and she told them that her daughter handles it, and to give them their information, and that she would forward it to me to contact them back. They hung up. And so, y'all, it's so much scamming. Don't believe. And you know what? Just like people getting on here begging sometimes, that be scams. Whatever they say and they don't need it. Basically, people are now begging for the things they want. You taking your hard-earned money and they're going putting it towards vacations, new furniture, purses, just selfishness. But one thing I can tell you about life, you ain't getting over, you getting by. You're going to reap what you sow. The unjust don't thrive, right? My mom always told me that, and I never forgot it. So that's one thing. But that scamming has really gotten ridiculous. And I think they have federal charges, and it may be some people from overseas, but I'm going to share that. So y'all tell me, have y'all ever experienced that? And it's elderly. It's the elderly that they're scamming now. It's the elderly. And what happens is those elderly people have a lot of compassion. Because some of the younger, hey, they don't care. Whatever happened to you, baby, it's on you. I'm going to get mine. You know, but just be smart, y'all, and be careful. Yeah. I'll talk to y'all later. Much love. Bye.